Don't know how to diffuse your hair? That's cool. I got you. Let's just go through the steps. You don't need a fancy smanchy blow dryer, okay? You just need one that has multiple heat settings because as a curly girl, you're not really supposed to be putting heat on your hair. However, it does speed up the process, but there may be more frizz involved. Invest in a good heat protectant just in case. You don't want your curls to have issues, okay? I always bring my hair around to the front just so that I can see it better, and also that way I'm not like moving a whole bunch. The key thing in this is that the less that you touch your hair in its drying process, the prettier and better the curls are gonna look, I guess. Like the smoother they're gonna look. If you use a gel, which I do, you're going to want to set that cast first. So we are going to just hover around our hair. We are going to literally not touch a thing for like 5 minutes, okay? Okay, now that we have got the cast set a little bit, it's going to feel the tiniest bit crunchy, but still basically soaking wet if you're got big hair like I do. Anyways, that entire time I was using about 2 out of 3 heat. Mine is leveled on 3. Okay, so 2 out of the 3 heat. Next up, you're gonna decide, do you want your hair to be extremely curly and bouncy, or do you want it to be more on the wavier side of what your curls can do? For me, my curls can either go wavy or they can go pretty curly, but today I want to really see their potential, so I'm going to do something called pixie diffusing. If you want your hair to just be on the wavy side, just continue doing that diffusing we were just doing where you're really not touching it, and it's going to dry it in its shape that basically is what it was wet. It's probably going to scrunch just a little bit, but overall it's going to kind of keep that same shape. But if you are wanting to see what how curly your curls can really get, that's where pixie diffusing comes in. Pixie diffusing is basically where you're going to grab a piece of your hair, you're going to push it up. I also sometimes will hold it like this just to make sure that my roots aren't flat, but you are going to get everything situated and then you're going to turn on the blow dryer. And you're going to keep it there for honestly, however long you want. I usually do anywhere from 30 seconds to like a minute and 30 seconds. And then you turn the blow dryer off and then you release. So basically what you're doing is when you're moving it up and down, you are once again trying to make sure that you are touching it as little as possible and disrupting that curl pattern as little as possible. Got it? Okay. So whichever one you decide to do, you can either just continue to hover for another 10 minutes, or you can start pixie diffusing. I'm gonna pixie diffuse today. Also, another tip to get the curls off the side of your head if you're dealing with them being flat all the time, if you lean your head and then you go up, you're going to be kind of pulling it away from the scalp and letting it dry away from the scalp, which is also a really good thing. I even switch up my position sometimes. I kind of look crazy over here, but I mean, I try and tilt my head as far over as possible, and then sometimes I'll even let this part split, and I will pull very, very gently all of these hairs over and continue to blow dry, okay? The main thing is just be really gentle with your hair, okay? Be gentle. You see the difference? You see the difference? Okay. You can trust me. Also, whenever I'm blow drying my roots, I will sometimes take my fingers like this just to lift them up, and once again, just kind of diffuse and hover over, just so that it's getting a little off the side of my head. And I know what you're thinking now. Kiana, when do I get to flip my head over and do the really fun thing that everyone does when they're diffusing? Wait until your hair is 80% dry. So let's flip gently. We go from side down. And whenever I do this, I'm actually not scrunching at all. I literally just hover just to make sure that I'm getting my last little bits fully dry. The back of my head always takes the longest to dry. Plus, we're not really spending too much time there. Look at these curls! I can't wait. Oh my God, I'm so freaking excited. My last and final step, okay? You let it cool off for 5 minutes before you apply oil, okay? Okay. All right, and then I'll check back in. And these are the final curls. So, I hope you learned how to diffuse your hair today. That's all. Okay, love you. I love your curls. Bye-bye.